evening and welcome to the Newshour Agenda. I'm Madhavdas. While the entire nation was left heartbroken after Australia outplayed India in yesterday's blockbuster clash, there's not an iota of doubt that Team India displayed some splendid cricketing performances in the tournament, winning 10 games on the trot, and even in the finals they fought like warriors, but it probably wasn't the day for the men in blue. But what's unfortunate is that their defeat has taken a political turn, with the opposition using it to target PM Modi and blaming the loss on his presence in the stadium. Congress has cited 1983 and the 2011 World Cup victories to claim that the Indian team won during the Indira Manmohan era, but lost under the BJP government. The leaders of the Grand Old Party also posted images of Indira Gandhi and Manmohan Singh meeting the 1983 and 2011 champions post-victories. The pictures were shared to suggest that Team India was under a lot of mental stress and political pressure in the presence of PM Modi and Home Minister Amit Shah, and therefore could not perform. Other India bloc allies also took the opportunity to corner the centre. From TMC to Shiv Sena UBT, several opposition parties hurled a swipe at Prime Minister Modi, with Uddhav Sena, Sanjay Raut even suggesting that the match had been played, had the match been played in Wankhede instead of the Narendra Modi Stadium, India would have won. Mahua Moitra took a jibe at the BJP, saying that now that the stadium's name would be changed and called Jawaharlal Nehru Stadium. Listen into some of the opposition reactions.
सबसे बड़ी विडंबना ये रही कि जो हमारे पुराने खिलाड़ी, जो हमारे वर्ल्ड कप विजेता कैप्टन थे, अपने कपिल देव साहब, चाहे वो धोनी, महेंद्र सिंह धोनी, इन लोगों को नहीं बुलाया गया और प्रधानमंत्री, गृह मंत्री वहां बैठ के केवल फोटो सेशन करा रहे हैं और वहां बैठ के जो खिलाड़ी, भारत की तरफ से खिलाड़ी जो हमारे भाई खेल रहे हैं, उनके ऊपर मानसिक दबाव भी बन रहा है.
1983 World Cup was won by the Indian team led by Kapil Dev, and in that time Prime Minister was Mrs. Indira Gandhi. In 2011 World Cup was won by India, and Mahendra Singh Dhoni was the captain and Prime Minister was Manmohan Singh. Now in 2019 we lost the World Cup. 2023 we lost the World Cup. Modi ji is the Prime Minister.
देश के लोगों की नज़र उस कल के मैच पे थी, लेकिन जो इंडिया के विरोध का जो खिलाड़ी वहाँ पहुँच गया स्टेडियम के अंदर, और वहीं से मैच हारना शुरू हो गया.
And amidst the political mudslinging, cricketers have shared images with Prime Minister Modi visiting Team India in their dressing room after the loss to lift their spirits. Mohammad Shami and Ravindra Jadeja called the meeting with the Prime Minister very special and very motivating. Prime Minister Modi was also seen holding hands with Rohit Sharma and Virat Kohli, trying to bring the smile back on their faces and boost their morale. BJP, meanwhile, has hit back at the opposition, alleging that Congress can stoop to any low to corner the Modi government, even if it takes muddying the gentleman's game.
अब देखिए असली दुर्भाग्यपूर्ण बात क्या है कि ऐसे लोग हैं जो इसमें भी सियासत करते हैं और उसके साथ भी इनको इसमें भी इनको चुटकी लेनी है. उनके मन में ये था भारत ना जीते ताकि प्रधानमंत्री जी को वो कुछ कह पाए.
तो आदरणीय प्रधानमंत्री जो पिछड़े समाज से आते हैं, उनको गालियां देना ही कांग्रेस का एकमेव काम बचा है. उनको जब मौका मिलता है प्रधानमंत्री को गालियां देते हैं. इस बार क्रिकेट के बहाने प्रधानमंत्री को गालियां दे रहे हैं.
देखिए, जितने लोग इस तरह की बातें कर रहे हैं, ये सब पिछले 2 दिन से प्रार्थना करने में लगे थे, अपने अपने जिनको मानते हैं कि भारत न जीते. ये वो टीम है जो भारत को क्रिकेट में क्या किसी भी क्षेत्र में जीतते हुए नहीं देखना चाहती. नरेंद्र मोदी जी जाते हैं ड्रेसिंग रूम में और प्रत्येक खिलाड़ी को कंसोल करते हैं.
ये तो
You're watching the News Hour at 10, debate number 1 on Times Now, Super Prime Time.
For more on this, let's go right across to our guest. With us is Varun Singh, political analyst. Also joining us is Suhail Seth, columnist. Sanjay Jha, author, is with us. Sanjay Hegde, senior advocate, also joins us. Varun Singh, I'll come to you first and foremost. You heard Manikam Tagore, the Congress MP. He says that the Prime Minister's presence put too much pressure on the cricketers, and that led to the debacle. Your response to leaders such as Manikam Tagore, because he's not the only one who said that today.
You know, these leaders do not understand how our cricketers work and how they have performed under pressure. The Prime Minister's presence would only boost their morale. When I was a student and I would participate in a competition, elocution or debate, And if I would see my class teacher or my principal in the audience, or my father or my mother in the audience, my morale would get boosted. Anyone, and sorry to say, but the Indian cricket team won 10 matches. There were many politicians who attended, maybe in Wankhede or maybe in another stadiums. They never felt pressure. In presence of Prime Minister, I have never seen anyone feel pressure. We have to understand this is a cricket match. One team had to win, and Australia was better than India that day, and Australia won. Anyone saying anything apart from this is not only disgrace to the word sports, but they also do not understand what sportsmanship is and how they should be appreciating a country that has won, and they should be proud that India won all the 10 matches, and in the final, Australia performed better. That is the only thing.
Right.
Blaming Prime Minister shows their chotapan, nothing else.
Yeah, Sanjay Jha, it only shows chotapan because, it's fine. Opposition can criticize the government, can criticize the Prime Minister. There's no problem with that. But look at the quality of the criticism coming in. There are those who are saying that, if we played in Wankhede, we would have won. Because we played in the Narendra Modi Stadium, we have lost. That's actually coming in from mainstream politicians and spokespersons and even those who are members of parliament. It doesn't get more bizarre than that, does it, Sanjay? Please unmute yourself and speak.
Madhav, there are two truisms when it comes to Indian sports. One is the blatant political interference in the way we run our sports in our country. The second is the fact that are we truly a country that understands what it means to really admire, appreciate the valor of these people who perform day in and night out? I'll give you one example. I completely agree with Varun Singh. Indian cricketers, I call this the dream team of Indian cricket. And if you're not aware, let me tell you, I have run a whole cricket portal for many years.
We're very well aware.
Yeah, and I can tell you, this is the dream team. I've never seen an Indian team so splendid and outstanding in form. What happened yesterday was, it happens in a game, no big deal. But there are 2 points that are valid. Go back, Madhav, to what you and I have debated on your shows. The champion Olympic and Commonwealth and Asian Games gold medalist on the streets of Delhi begging for justice against a sexual predator who's a leading BJP party member. Did Narendra Modi, India's Prime Minister, stand up for the women champions of this country? Not even once, not a word uttered. I believe politicians in this country, Modi is no exception. He is, after all, a politician first before anything else. I mean, that was a crude exhibition of the way we...
No, I concede your point, but what does that have to do with what happened yesterday?
I'm coming to that. The Prime Minister of India has the time to take photo ops with these same women wrestlers but neglect them in their hour of need. And that, by the way, is sexual harassment. Here we find Indian cricketers playing, and the name of the stadium is Narendra Modi. I don't think you can get more of a megalomaniacal situation than that. And here is a Prime Minister arriving. He has full rights to do it. I have no problem with Mr. Modi watching the program there or the entire cricketing performance. But the bigger issue, the Prime Minister should be worried about the unfortunate people stuck in a tunnel in Uttarakhand and Manipur, where he hasn't been for 7 months.
Okay.
There is a role for a political leader, not just to be in front of a camera for TV ops.
Okay. I'm going to take your question across to Suhail Seth. Suhail Seth, the Prime Minister should be more concerned about what's happening in Manipur, more concerned about what's happening in Uttarakhand, rather than spending time watching the final in Ahmedabad. That's the sum and substance, I think, of Sanjay Jha's argument. Please, would you like to respond to him?
No, I don't think it's an argument. It's a comment. It's his opinion. He's absolutely entitled to his opinion. And Narendra Modi is absolutely entitled to watch whatever he does. As far as Manipur is concerned, yes, there is a political incongruity which has been stressed upon over and over again. But I don't think that's the topic of the debate. It's also important to stick to the topic of the debate. The topic of the debate is, by citing the Manmohan, Indira, Sonia era versus the Modi era, are we giving short shrift to the players? I think no one's argument here is that the players are unimportant in the scheme of things. They are the most critical. A. B. Whether a player's morale is boosted or not, I would imagine when I was in school and in a debate and my parents came, it was the biggest thing. It was a morale booster. It wasn't a sign of nervousness. But to each his own. Sanjay may think differently. Both the Sanjays may think differently, or one of them may think differently. I think the argument is somewhere else. we have become so graceless that in order to score political brownie points, we wish to drag anyone, whether that person is or isn't part of the political process, to bring and drag the teams into it. Now, Kapil Dev not being invited, to my mind, was a terrible thing that happened. But now to say because Kapil Dev did this and that, this whataboutery has to stop. A, B, there have been enormous, I have tweeted actually, but more in jest, saying I actually wish the match had been played at Eden Gardens, but that's because of my affinity for Calcutta. I'm not trying to say, the stadium is bad or this is bad or that is bad.
Right.
I think there are some things we should leave out of politics. Sport is one of them. Religion should have been left out. Sadly, it isn't. But to constantly berate and score political brownie points saying, ye panauti hai, he was the curse. This is not what we are all about. By that logic, when Shashi Tharoor attends a match or Mrs. Gandhi attends a match or Rahul Gandhi, there's that famous thing in Wankhede Stadium of Robert Vadra, Priyanka and Arun Jaitley in different camps, but all supporting the team. That's what grace is about. That's what a unified India is about. Right. That's what sporting spirit is about.
Right. Sanjay Hegde would like to respond to that, because at the end of the day, it's strange to say that, because if there is such and such a regime, we are losing matches. In the past regimes, we are winning matches. At the end of the day, it's about cricket and cricketers. They are the stars like they should have been yesterday. Why are we making this about politics at all is a question that you hear the Suhail Seth ask about. Please respond to him.
Well, it's because the politician thrust himself into the game. It's just that. You see,
but it's not happening for the first time that a politician is attending a cricket match, is it?
Let me put it this way. Irrespective of whether the Prime Minister turned up or not, the game would have gone on. The Prime Minister has turned up at opening Vande Bharats. He's turned up at every possible thing, including launches of Chandrayaan, and some of which haven't gone well. So there was already a feeling that, please keep the Prime Minister away. There was a contrary thing in England when Queen Elizabeth came to watch test matches. Each time she came in, the opposition would lose a wicket, and they would say, the Queen's got her wicket. Irrespective of the person.
That's superstition at best, Sanjay.
Just 1 minute. There are feelings which are attached to whether the person is lucky or the person is unlucky for the game. Yeah. It happens. And this was too big a match for any person to jinx.
No, I love
if he had only stayed away, if he had stayed away till the prize distribution.
Sanjay.
If he had stayed.
Sanjay,
I'm sorry, I didn't interrupt either of you.
Yeah.
I didn't interrupt either of you.
Okay, complete your point.
Okay. If he had stayed away till the prize distribution, then things would have been fine, right? If the moment he came in, we were 3 wickets. We had 3 of their wickets. We were up at their throats, and then the game sort of stopped. Now people will draw their conclusions, whether they are right, wrong, irrational. The point is that he turned up there, and then the game went badly for India.
Okay.
People, just 1 minute. This is as valid an emotion as those who say that this man is so great that without him, India cannot exist.
Okay.
Both of these are valid emotions.
Okay, these are valid emotions. These are valid emotions according to you. Let Suhail now come in and respond to you on that. Suhail.
I only have one thing to say to Sanjay. Imagine if he had turned up after we had won the match just for the prize ceremony, then everyone would have said that he's now taking credit when the team actually won the match. So, either way, you're done in for. You're between a rock and a hard place. A, B. I think the issue is, Sanjay, beyond superstition and beyond luck and beyond. There are many people like Anand Mahindra says, I don't watch the match because if I watch, we lose. I mean, for God's sake, the entire Indian team is not, subservient to itna bad luck by that logic. So I would only say this, that yes, there are many pressing issues but to constantly berate the Prime Minister for political reasons. See, you're not saying that he is a bad luck charm, because if he had such terrible luck, why would he be the Prime Minister of India? I mean, it's not that he sneaked through the back door. He won an election, and every political party, including the BJP, have done temple runs and church runs and mosque runs. But this guy won. He became the Prime Minister. So if he's lucky enough to become the Prime Minister, I'm sure he's reasonably lucky enough to help India win a match.
Right. And let me cite some instances. Let me cite some instances. I'll go one by one.
Lucky for him.
Yeah, one second. Sanjay, cite some instances and then you can respond to this. Here's the French President Emmanuel Macron attending the Football World Cup in the 2022 final at the Al-Bayt Stadium. US President Joe Biden on the 15th of December 2022 joined Morocco's Prime Minister to watch the country play in a historic World Cup semi-final against France. In 2019, Bangladesh Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina attended the opening day's play of the day, a night test match at the iconic Eden Gardens, that is India versus Bangladesh, a day-night test. And in 2011, the then Pakistan Prime Minister Yusuf Raza Gilani attended the Cricket World Cup semi-final between the countries. In fact, Prime Minister Dr. Manmohan Singh attended one particular match with the Pakistan Prime Minister as well. So there's a precedent to this. It's not happening for the first time. Many will ask, why is there so much fuss about it? Sanjay Jha.
You're asking me? Yeah. Listen, there was a time when India and Pakistan were almost at war, when General Ziaul Haq then came to India and said, we'll do cricket diplomacy, and watched a cricket match.
Yeah.
There have been times. The point, however, is, as Sanjay Jha rightly put, this was Narendra Modi coming to the Narendra Modi Stadium, which incidentally was the Sardar Patel Stadium. People of India have not forgotten that. And you come in at a point of time, everybody in India wanted that win. And that win did not happen. Somebody within the BJP itself is supposed to have said that the downfall has started when you name a stadium after yourself, you have a big gala, and you fail to win.
Okay. I want Varun to respond to that. Varun, the name of the stadium, this is something that even Sanjay Raut said earlier today, that the name of the stadium being changed from the Iron Man of India, Sardar Patel, to Narendra Modi. Now, this is something that the various opposition parties have also raised objection to. Your response to this line of argument?
First thing, let me clarify. The entire complex, the campus is Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel. The stadium inside that complex is Narendra Modi Stadium. And what Sanjay Hegde is talking about, and actually, you know, the face of Sanjay Hegde right now is the face of the Indie Alliance and the opposition of this country. They do not have valid points to target BJP. If they would have spoken about something better, I think it would have been a good discussion over here. Hegde talking about someone being lucky, unlucky. Oh, please. We in an era, you know, I can say we have two Sanjays. That is the reason the debate is we are not having a good discussion. That it's that bad a discussion that
let's not get personal.
Sanjay has put.
Let's not get personal.
I'm not being personal. I'm just saying it is such a, you know, this is what we have come down to. Argue on points. And what nonsense are we talking about? If he was unlucky, you know, who is lucky or unlucky? It is ostracization of a person, and that is wrong. We shouldn't be doing it. Sitting over here, such a senior advocate, such a senior commentator on politics, and these people want to talk about lucky and unlucky. The man has won not just for himself, but more than around 300 seats for his own men on his name. Today also, if he goes to election, he wins it. And he has won twice. He has won twice the prime ministership. He has been the chief minister of this country, of Gujarat for more than a decade. And what are we talking about? He being unlucky? Oh, please. And please, let's get our fact correct. The stadium is Narendra Modi Stadium in the complex of Sardar Vallabhbhai.
Well, he may be unlucky for other things, but the fact is he's been very lucky for the BJP, Sanjay Hegde. So that's the answer Varun Singh has. But I want to bring in Sanjay Jha.
And now Varun, don't interrupt. He's lucky for himself. Was he lucky for India? Is he lucky for India?
Okay.
That's the question. That
Okay,
the
now we're
people
getting
are
into
not
existential
asking.
questions. Let me bring in Sanjay Jha because he's been waiting for his turn very patiently. Sanjay Jha, the question that I asked Sanjay Hegde went unanswered. At the end of the day, it is a fact that the 2011 World Cup semi-final, it wasn't just the Pakistan Prime Minister, but Prime Minister Manmohan Singh who also attended it. So the fact is that there are world leaders who attend big events like this. Many are asking, why is there so much fuss? Why is there so much politics over this?
Yeah, okay. So Madhav, in a nutshell, point number one, you know, I have never seen a BCCI, always been quasi-political body, as viciously politicized as it is today. You have the Home Minister Sanjay Jha with zero credentials for heading the BCCI, who, by the way, today is even kind of got a monstrous control over the ICC. It is a politicized body.
What about Sharad Pawar, Rajiv Shukla, Arun Jaitley?
Madhav,
all of them are not politicians?
Madhav, I thought at the very beginning, I qualified my statement by saying it has always been politicized. It's never been at this extreme level. Point number two, this is the same Prime Minister when Mohammad Shami is trolled by the right-wing ecosystem. Rahul Gandhi speaks up. Narendra Modi does not. The same Mohammad Shami that he goes to comfort.
On your screen, you have the Prime Minister hugging Mr. Shami, by the way.
Can I finish?
Just incidentally.
Can I finish? When Mohammad Shami is trolled, Narendra Modi is missing in action. But when the TV cameras are on in the dressing room, Narendra Modi is busy taking a photo op. If he had to really show commiserations for the Indian team, why was the TV camera there is my fundamental
Varun
question.
Singh. I want Varun to respond to that. Varun. Varun and Mohammad Shami. You made a point now. Let him respond. We have limited time. Mohammad Shami was told there was no one from the BJP who supported him. Why now is this a photo opportunity? Is the question Sanjay is asking. Respond to him, Varun.
This is completely wrong.
Sanjay, you made a point. We have limited time. Please allow Varun to speak.
Sanjay needs to go back, see Twitter, and there were many right-wing people who supported Shami at that point of time. And recently also, when Shami performed so exceptionally well, it was Prime Minister Narendra Modi who tweeted in favor of Shami. And just one last point. You know, these people who oppose Narendra Modi, do not have a problem with a Zia-ul Haq coming and participating in a cricket match, but they have a problem with Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi visiting in a stadium, encouraging his team and participating in it.
Okay. Varun, but I have one last question that has gone unanswered. There are those who are questioning, and in fact, even Suhail said it's unfortunate that Kapil Dev wasn't invited, but there are those politicians who are saying that it's because he supported the female wrestlers who are against Brajbhushan Sharan Singh. How would you like to answer those who are raising that point?
See, you know, to be very honest, I do not know who were invited, who were given the passes. I do not have an answer to it. But if he wasn't invited, the BCCI should come up with a clarification why he wasn't invited. He is the one who got us the first one.
No answers coming there. Gentlemen, completely out of time. Would have loved to have a much longer discussion. There's much to discuss about. The entire nation is, of course, very curious and about this entire controversy. But for the moment, we'll have to leave it there. Varun Singh, Suhail Seth, Sanjay Jha, as well as Sanjay Hegde. We'll have to leave the debate here. Thanks so much for joining us on debate number 1. Thank you.